The brand new one from Leo Stay Trill. The track's called Selena. Okay, so as promised, I've got a second special guest joining us in the studio. And as always, I always like my special guests to introduce themselves. So, Mr. Special Guest, Mr. Special Guest, do you want to introduce yourself to the listeners?
Yo, my people.
No, sorry, my bad. Go again.
Yo, my people. It's CJC here. Nice to be on the show. Thank you very much for having me.
CJC in the building, and I always ask the same question. I asked it earlier. I'm going to ask it to you again, or to you for the first time. What is the meaning behind your name? Why are you CJC?
I think it's just my initials. So my whole name's Callum James Curry. Thought CJC. It's just the start of every word
government,
in it.
Okay.
Whole government.
Address, postcode. What's that?
I ain't gonna name that, but it doesn't matter. It's out
National
there
insurance.
anyway.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, that's literally about it, to be honest.
So you didn't want to give yourself like an A-list, nothing. You just went straight with the.
No, yeah, I just went straight with it. To be honest, my music speaks for itself, so the name doesn't really matter.
Cool. So talk to me a little bit more about yourself. So give me a bit of background on you. Where are you from? What area are you from?
I'm from Camden.
Okay.
I'm from NW1.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I've always grew up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still there now.
Fair. Growing up as a child, so you went to school in Camden?
Yeah, I went to school in Camden. I went to one school in Camden, and then which was Northbridge House, and then I went to another school up in Glastonbury called Millfield.
In Glastonbury?
Yeah, I went there for sports. I went there.
What sports?
Football. I used to play a lot of football back when I was younger, so I went there for sports.
What position?
I played everywhere. I'm not gonna lie to you. I played striker, right wing, everywhere. To be honest.
Okay, what position were you good at?
I would say defender mostly.
Is it centre back?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
It's about 6'3".
Yeah, there you go, centre back.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Out there, I was kicking ball, and I kind of realised a lot of the students there were academy ballers, and it kind of just I can see their level. So I went into music. I've always been a singer from when I was young.
Oh, and so their level was far beyond yours?
I realised that in myself. I was just like, I know I'm better at music in a way.
But no one else realised that?
Not really, to be honest, because it was a school.
So don't you think you were playing yourself down? Like someone else would have realised it if you weren't that good?
Maybe, but I wanted to do music more than I wanted to do football, innit?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I just thought my music spoke better than football did in a large crowd. I would get noticed on one of my songs rather than being on a pitch with 22 players, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so looking back on it now, do you wish you stayed with the football? Or
No, not at all.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as I stepped out of the pitch, I was like, yeah, I'm happy to do this better than, yeah.
That's sick. Okay. So how long have you been making music for now?
So I've been always singing from when I was about 11.
First.
Yeah, I've always been
R&B
singing.
artist?
I would more say like ballads.
Really?
Like piano songs. So I can play the piano and I play the guitar from quite
this
young.
guy.
So yeah.
All right. How'd you learn how to play the piano? Was it YouTube?
It was self-taught. I've had lessons, but they ended very quick. They would end within the first 3 lessons because of just my reactions towards teachers and my ADHD and things like that. But so self-taught, self-teaching myself was the best thing, to be honest with you. So
can you read music or do you play by ear?
No, I can't read music. I play by ear and I just make it up on the spot to myself.
Have you tried to read music?
Yeah, I tried to read music. No, not happening for me, to be honest with you.
Do you know Duolingo? Duolingo, what people use.
Yeah, I know what Duolingo is.
Do you know Duolingo does music now?
Is it?
So if you want to learn how to do that,
that's crazy.
So I'm doing Duolingo. It's really basic though. It's like for 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn how to read music, which I'm probably assuming that you probably don't care, but if you do want to, Duolingo will teach you basics.
Cool. I'll keep that in mind.
You ain't listening to me at all. But anyway, it's fine. So talk to me about your I'd like to know a bit about yourself. So I know you played football and whatnot, but then after you left football, you were pursuing a music career.
Yeah.
But outside of the music, what were you doing with yourself?
Outside of music, to be honest, it was a mainly focus on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a kid, I've quite had a good grow up life, so it was mainly heavily on music and then just staying part of the family and being with friends and that. So it was just music. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, cool. So let's say, for example, this weekend, for the rest of the month, when you're not in a studio or writing, you're chilling with your friends, what are you doing?
I'm making money.
What do you work as? What do you do?
I'm a food runner.
A food run, what's that?
Yeah. So
like you're on
it's in the name. It's
okay, right, yeah, okay, got you. Okay, fair enough.
You know what I mean?
All right, cool. When you're not working, what are you doing?
Writing bars.
No, but what are you doing to chill out?
I'm being honest with you. As a radio presenter, you could be the same. You could tell me for 15 hours a day, you love your job.
No, I'm ramping. I'm doing something.
People that I know, they're alcoholics with their job in a way.
Hilarious.
They will be there for hours, and that's me with music. I'm going studio after this. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to send my boy a beat. Do you know what I mean?
What are you watching on Netflix?
Watching on Netflix currently. The last thing I watched was Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And then the other one I watched was the show that Cardi B was on, the presenter one. I don't know what that's called again. It's like it's kind of like a rap game one. It's kind of like Rhythm and Flow. I watched that.
All right. And that's it. Like you just that's it.
But yeah, more time I watch YouTube and that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What are you watching on YouTube?
I'm a foodie, I'm not gonna lie to you, so I watch just people making food and like different restaurants and things like that. I try to at home, but I'm not gonna name dishes, let's not go there.
If you had to cook right now...
Maybe like a carbonara or something nice.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds
fancy.
fancy.
Spaghetti carbonara.
Spaghetti
carbonara.
Oh, so you're gonna warm pasta
Cream
and water.
sauce, chopped up bits of bacon, ham.
So you can boil pasta, cool. Alright, so anyway, alright, so other than that, so what football team do you support?
Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
From where I'm from, innit?
No, I'll rate that still. That's all right. You can get past.
No, yeah.
Man United, all that stuff. Man City, yeah, okay. But no, that's your area. That's cool. Into any other sports?
I played a lot of sports when I was a kid. So I've been tennis, rugby, cricket, all of these things.
Okay. Any siblings?
Yeah, I got one older brother.
Does he make any music or anything like that?
He used to when he was younger. He's got bars. He used to produce when he was younger as well.
Okay, cool. You did say earlier that you first got into music by singing.
Yeah.
Why was that? Why are we singing?
I think I've always just grown up with music around me. My dad's in a kind of lane with his work where it implements music in some times where he works. I've always listened to music. My brother, even though he's a little bit older than me, we're very close together. So if he's listening to something, I'll know. Yeah. And then you just always hear it. And I just fell in love with it, to be honest. You know what I mean? Okay, fair enough. And then why did you... But you were still like listening to ballads. So who was listening to ballads? So I'd say Adele, Amy Winehouse. Yeah. My dad heavily loves Motown, so we'll go like Whitney, them people there. But I was just listening to loads of melody songs with piano heavily based and like emotion, just to hear the ranges of voices and just musicality for itself. Do you know what I mean? I love it. Okay, and then why did you transfer into more of a rap artist? I would say I loved English at school. Yeah. I was very good at, I think, the literature side of it, where just writing about different things. And I found myself just writing poetry and things like this. And then I kind of just started rapping a little bit. I wouldn't say like heavily, and I was like saying, oh yeah, let's go studio now, I've got all these bars, but I was just rapping to myself and then kind of creating a craft. And then obviously things like emotion and things dive into it, so it was quite easier to express it. And then I went through a thing in 1 year where it kind of set me back, and I just put all my thoughts on a note, and it kind of worked, and I showed a lot of people and they loved it. As a singer, when you were growing up, did you get teased a lot by your peers, or did it work with the girls where the girls like, oh look, CJC singing to me? Did they like it? How did it work? Because when I was growing up, like, I had a good friend who was a singer, and he got a lot of success, so let's put it that way. The thing is, it's really hard to say, like, as an artist, like, we always love the people saying, oh my god, yes, CJC, or your artist name, but I feel like with me, I love it more at a gig kind of thing. I don't really care if I've got people commenting on my stuff saying, oh yeah, CJC, go, do you know what I mean? When I'm at a gig, I just love them reacting to me and clapping, and that's when I get the emotion rather than just like doing that other things, do you know what I mean? So talk to me about that song, I Smoke. Why did you write it? What inspired it? That song just came up in my room, so I have these times where I just listen to a lot of beats. I freestyled over that beat as soon as it dropped, and the first words came to my head were the hook, and I kind of repeated it and just thought, okay, this sounds like people will remember it. So I wrote a whole track, kind of just based it on the actual like feeling of the song, and it was just quite hype, and it was just talking about life, to be honest with you. Is that your process, where you have to hear the beat first, or can you write without the beat? Yeah, have to hear the beat first. Okay. Yeah. And showed it to my friends, and they were like, yeah, this one is it, like, this one's your song. So when's it come out? March 28th. Will there be a video for it? Yes. Okay, have you already done it? No, not yet. Okay, have you got an idea for the video already? Yes, we're planning it. Sounds like it. Okay, cool. Any projects of work? Any bodies of work, any projects? Like, as an artist, I haven't released anything yet. This is just because I'm perfecting my craft, to be honest with you, and just want that first one to be good for me. How long have you been actually releasing music from? Like, when was your first ever release? Probably 2019, 2020. No one's really heard the songs because it's kind of like it was another artist for me. It was more of like my singy kind of artist, quite ballad, quite stuff. But yeah, that was my first kind of one.
So going forward with the rap, will you be rapping and singing on some of the songs as well?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyone that you want to work with?
I'm working with a couple people that go to my university. They're very good at what they do, but I'm not really fussed about features at the moment, to be honest. I think they will come when they do. I'm not really going to reach for someone and just say things for no reason. Do you know what I mean?
I hear that. So targets for 2025, like what is it that you want to do? How many songs do you want to release? Do you want to release a body of work, performances? Are you looking to perform places, or what is it that you've got?
Yeah, I think gigs is a big thing for me. I recently done all the box parks, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I think this year, I think we're trying to go for about 4 releases, maybe 3 or 4 releases, and then by the end of the year, maybe think about a project, but it will just be where I'm up to in the industry, to be honest with you.
And how do you feel when you're performing? Do you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Is that so? I asked earlier when we were having this conversation. I said, what's your favourite part of being an artist? So I like to talk about peaks and troughs. So what would you say are your successes as an artist? What are your favourite moments of your career so far?
I would say doing all the box parks in about like under 2 weeks. Would be a very good thing.
Was it the same event? Was it?
No, different events.
Okay.
And every different box park.
Okay.
I would also say maybe like at school, like I've sung in different big halls and like choirs, like Royal Albert Hall, different things like this.
Oh, is it? Why did you do Royal Albert Hall?
Our choir did a thing for
what choir?
It was my school choir. I went to Toriano School.
Okay.
Up in Kentish Town. We just did a choir and we were allowed there for a charity event, and we sung there, which is pretty.
What was that
cool.
like? Because the acoustics are crazy, right?
Oh no, yeah. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. When you have a good sounding choir, it sounds good.
Yeah. And some of the negative times, like what are the hardest parts that you found so far in your career as an artist?
I think the hardest parts is just like keeping it up yourself. It's just doing it. You know what I mean? You get distracted by the world, different things come in place, you grow up, but you got to just carry on. I think that's the hardest part for me.
So how do you focus?
It's just going to the studio.
Stay in the studio?
Yeah, basically, or getting told you need to do this, or not having reminders as such. Like, I'm not good with reminders on the phones and things like this, but just like making sure that if I wake up and my producer sent me a beat, just listen to it. And,
so who's your go-to person that will just keep you on track?
Shout out Eds. That is my guy. That is my producer. That is my engineer.
He's on you.
Through. Yes, that is my guy. He wants me to release. He's always ready with work for me. He's always got beats there. Yeah, that is my guy.
Fair enough. Okay, cool.